Let's start with the next part of our basic concepts of economies. Now here we will understand the meaning of inflation. Now as soon as we hear the word inflation, it comes into our mind that inflation means rise in price. Okay, but we don't understand basically what kind of rise in price. So what is inflation? Inflation is generally defined as a process of persistent and appreciable rise in the journal price level. Journal price level means the price of the necessity commodities. Okay, so that is a basic cost, rise in the cost. Okay, so it is not we say that it is a rise in the price. Okay, so rise in the price means actually it is rise in the cost, it is rise in the journal price, that is the goods of necessity. Okay, now next we will proceed with demand pull and cost push inflation. Now we have two kinds of inflation, that is demand pull and cost push inflation. What is demand pull and cost push? First and foremost we will understand demand pull inflation. Okay, now demand pull, that is inflation. First and foremost, inflation originating from the demand. Okay, force is called demand pull inflation. That means if there is a rise in price because of excess demand. Okay, that is what they mean to say. Demand force means excess in demand. Okay, so when there is any kind of inflation which is because of the rise in demand, or you can say excess demand, then it is demand pull inflation. Okay, now demand pull inflation occurs when the demand for goods and services exceeds the supply available of the existing price. Now whatever price you have in the market, okay, now if your demand exceeds the supply, suppose you have one of any of the commodity, the price is 100 rupees, okay, and supply for that commodity is 20 units, but the demand for the same commodity is 30 unit. Okay, now what is that? Supply is 20, demand is 30. Okay, so on that same price, that means on the price on which the goods are being supplied, okay, 100 price, demand is more, supply is less. Okay, now this is what? This is demand pull inflation. I hope I am clear with the topic. Okay, see, this question generally comes in differentiation, that is differentiate between demand pull and cost push inflation. So do learn 3 points, because if it comes for 3 marks, it can come for 2 or 3 marks. So if it comes for 3 marks, you should be prepared for it. At least 3 points you should know. Okay, now if aggregate demand increase rapidly and exceeds the economy's production, price will begin to rise. Okay, so if the economies will be exceeded, that is the demand as per the economy will be exceeded, so what will happen? The price will also rise. Okay, so that is demand pull inflation. Now what is cost push inflation? Now cost push inflation refers to the inflationary rise in the price which arises due to increase in cost. Okay, now cost means the basic cost of raw materials, or you can say if there is an increase in the wages, okay, or increase in the cost of raw material, what will it result in? It will result in the increase in cost of production. Okay, now if the cost of production is raised, what will happen? Ultimately it will result in rise in the price. Okay, that can be one reason, or there can be one more reason. Suppose if I want to increase my profit margin, suppose my profit margin when I was started selling my product on introductory level, so my price my profit of margin was hardly 5 rupees. Okay, but now I want to exceed, I want to extend it, I want more profit. I know my product is in demand, so I want more profit out of it. I'll raise the price. Why? Because I want more profit margin. So there can see rise in the price due to cost push inflation, there can be two reasons. One, if the producer's cost of production increases, it can be increase in wages of the labor or increase in raw material ka cost, any. Okay, or second case, if he wants to increase his profit margin. Okay, so let's understand what is cost push inflation. Cost push inflation refers to inflationary rise in price which arise due to increase in cost. Okay, cost push inflation may be caused by increase in wages and for increase in the profit margin. That is what I explained you. It can be either increase in the wages, that is, it will result in increase in cost, and for increase in the profit margin. So I hope I am clear with demand pull and cost push inflation. Now next topic is value. What is value? Value of a commodity refers to the valuation placed by a household. Now what do you mean by placed by a household? Household means common people. Okay, so value of a commodity is what? That is the price level which has been fixed by the common consumer. Okay, so that is what we say value. Now word value has two different meanings. That means what it is, first is value in use and value in exchange. Now what is value in use? Value in use is related to consumption value of a commodity. It expresses the unit derived from the consumption of a particular commodity. A necessity like water has a very high value in use or consumption value. Okay, so when you define anything as per your consumption value, as per your desire, as per your requirement, okay, so that is value in use. That means suppose water, okay, now there is no cost on water, much high cost, right? But then water is of great use, it is of great value. Why? You cannot survive without that. So that is what it has a high consumption value. Now value in exchange, it is related to what? It is related to market value of a commodity. It is the rate at which a purchase, that is a particular goods or services, can be exchanged. You know, when you go to the market, you purchase a good, there is a tag price mentioned. Okay, now that is what? That is value of exchange. Okay, so that is whenever you go to purchase, whatever amount you pay in monetary terms or in other terms, that is value in exchange. Okay, now value in exchange of a commodity can be expressed in both the terms, that is nominal value and real value. Now what is nominal value? Nominal value of a commodity refers, see, these are 2 marks question, so that is why I have marked it up. Be very careful and note it down. Reason is, the question can ask, explain nominal value. Now you will be confused, where is nominal value in the textbook? Okay, do remember these are important points. That is why I have marked it out and I am reading it. Note it down, which is very important. Okay, now nominal value of a commodity refers to the value of a commodity measured in monetary units such as rupees. Okay, we know very well that nominal value, that is minimum value. We say nominal, that is minimum value which is expressed in terms of money. So that is what it is. Nominal value refers to the value of a commodity measured in monetary units such as rupee. Fine. Now next, if I'll say paradox of value, now again I'll say that mark this up as 2 marks question. You can get what do you mean by paradox of value. Okay, so now what is paradox of value? So we will understand that is luxurious commodities. We know luxury commodity is what? Like diamond, golds. Okay, now these are what? These are expensive goods, luxurious commodities such as diamond, which have low consumption value, have a high market value. Now what do you mean by low consumption value? Everyone cannot afford diamond, right? So it has low consumption value. We take gold, we take diamond when it is required. right? It is not we take it regularly. So that is what it has low consumption value, but the market value is very high. Okay, so that is what value of exchange is, what, very high. So this is termed as what? This is termed as paradox of value. Fine. So do remember, you can get such kind of questions. What is nominal value? What is paradox value? So be prepared, note it down, be very clear. Now let's understand what is market. In general, the market, if we say in ordinary sense, means a physical place where commodities are bought and sold. That means, in short, the place where producer and consumer comes together. Okay, but in economics, what actually market is? In economics, a market means a system or a setup in which the buyers and sellers of a commodity are able to interact and communicate with each other and strike a deal about the price and the quantity to be bought and sold. Okay, so whatever the commodity which is being bought and sold, and the price has been fixed, so that which is being striked at a particular place, that particular place is known as market in economics. Am I clear? Now next is types of market. Now here you can even say size of market, because types of market can be defined as given size of market. Now there are two types of market, that is goods market and factor market. Now do remember, goods market, it is not mentioned over here, but goods market can be small, can be medium, can be large, any. Okay, now but factor market will always be a large, big market. Okay, huge market. Now what is known as goods market? Okay, let's understand the meaning of goods market. Goods market are those market where goods and services are bought and sold. The sellers in such market are usually firms. The buyer may be household. Okay, so who are the sellers? Sellers are the firms, and who are the buyers? Buyers are the consumer, that is common household people. Okay, so that is what I said. It can be small also, it can be medium also, it can be large also. Okay, fine. Now factor market, here factor markets are those markets where factor services are bought and sold. Now what are factor services? Factor services means those services which is being used for production. Fine. So it can be labor, it can be raw material, it can be machinery, so anything. Okay, fine. Now here who can be the one who will be the buyer? Now firms are the buyer. Okay, so the buyer in such market are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs means owners of the business, and sellers are who? Sellers are the owners of factors of production. Now whoever is owning the factor of production, that means the unit of production, they are the sellers. And firms, that means the owners, entrepreneurs who want the factors of production, they are the buyers. So buyers are the entrepreneurs, sellers are the workers. So that is what it is, types of market. Fine. Now let's understand the meaning of money. We all know, whenever we say money, we get it very clear what actually money is, right? Now in olden days, how these economies were working. Okay, now in olden days, the exchange to the act of trading, the surplus goods have to obtain the other thing which they require. Now what that means in olden days, what they used to do, whatever excess they have, they used to exchange it, okay, with the required goods, right? Now that is known as what? Barter system. Now let's understand the meaning of barter system. Barter system refers to the system of exchange where goods and services are exchanged directly for other goods and services. Okay, so that is what? That is barter system. That means excess goods are being exchanged with other goods required. Okay, so that is barter system. Now let's understand money as just now we understood we understand the meaning of barter system. Okay, now what actually money is? The economy using money as a system of exchange for carrying out various types of economic transaction is known as money economy. Okay, now Crowther, one of the economists, he has defined money as what? Anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and at the same time act as a measures and store of value. Measures means as a adhesive, that means as a helping hand, and store value, that means you can store it for a long time. Now if you have currency or a coin, you can store it for a long time, right? So right now I can store it and use it for future. So that type of commodity is known as money. Okay, again I'll say small points, 2 marks, which is very important. So that is what I am reading it out. Just note it down. Be very careful. Now, what is currency? Currency comprises currency notes and coins. Currency notes refers to paper money. We all know that, right? Currency notes are issued by the central bank of a country, which is in India is known as Reserve Bank of India. You know very well, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 40 rupees note. Sorry, 40 rupees, it's not there. 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees. We have such kind of notes, right? So these are what? Currencies. Now coins, they refers to the metallic coins. Okay. So you know 1, 2 coins we used to get, right? Now what is deposit money? Deposit money, or you can say bank money. So deposit money refers to the deposit held with the bank on the basis of which checks can be drawn. Okay. Now what is checks? You know very well, check is a bearer document. It is a document which carries a signature, right? So that when you give it in a bank, you can encash it. So check are widely used these days, you know that, right, in making payment, particularly for trade and business transactions. So this is all. Again I'll say, check out currency ka meaning, deposit money or bank money ka meaning, barter system, and then currency money ka meaning. So these are important points in this. So be very clear, note it down so that you can read it out later. Okay. Now next topic is income. Now what is income? When we say income, we know that is individual income, right? Now income can be defined as a flow of goods and services or flow of money acquiring to an individual or all the people in an economy over some specified time. Now during a specific time, whatever flow of money or a commodity or a services, whatever it is, that is known as income. Okay. Now we have different types of income. One is factor income. Now what is factor income? Factor income is the income earned by an individual largely by selling his factor services to firm. Now what is factor services? Factor services means inputs which are being used for production, like labor give their services, right? Now when labor give their services, what they get wages. Now if land is being given, okay, so what you will get on land? You will get rent. Fine. Now same way, if you give a capital, that means investment, so what you will get for that capital? You will get interest. Fine. Now these are what? These are the returns of factor services, or you can say income from factor services. Okay. Then we will understand national income. National income is the value of final goods and services produced by domestically owned factors of production during a given period. Okay. So national income, when we are calculating, we will see to it that current period, you can say for 1 year. Okay. So that duration, during that duration, whatever final goods and services are being produced or sold, okay, for which the income is earned. Fine. So that is national income. Once again I'll read it. National income is the value of final goods and services produced by domestically owned factors of production during a given period. Domestically owned, that means the one which is within the boundaries of the country. Okay, so whenever whatever is being produced or sold or whatever service is being given within the boundaries of the country, that is national income. Okay. Now, what is per capita income? Per capita income of a country is the average income of the normal residents of a country in a particular year. Normal residents means the one who have the residence, that is the citizenship of the country. Okay, so per capita, that means per person ka average income. Do remember. Okay, now per capita income, how we will calculate in symbolic form, that is formula. Now how we will calculate per capita income, that is national income upon total number of population. So whatever national income we have for one particular year, total national income upon total number of population in the country. So that way we will find out the average income of per person. Now when we say average income of per person, that is per capita income. Okay, once again I'll read out the meaning of per capita income. Per capita income of a country is the average income of the normal residents of a country in a particular year. Now I hope we will proceed with the rest of the topic in next part. Okay, as this was been demanded, so I recorded this, and we will proceed with the rest of the topic in next part. Okay.